When we take it to the level of the system, why should impunity be fought? I mean, one of the backdrops of the IMF governance program is that impunity should stop. And I was thinking of issues like deterrence, or history has shown that if there is prosecutions, recurrence is not difficult. Do you think at a systems level, if there is impunity, there are repercussions for the society?
Of course I do. And I think that when you see a justice gap, the noise that I've referred to, and which I don't complain about, by the way, becomes ever louder. There is a sense in England at the moment that for far too long, perhaps for 2 decades, there has been existing impunity for our National Post Office, who pursued criminal prosecutions, I should add private prosecutions, nothing to do with the Crown Prosecution Service, against literally thousands of their employees for instances of dishonesty, which it now turns out were not dishonesty at all, but were due to defects in the computer systems that the Post Office was using. We are in the midst now of a public inquiry, which will report next year, and we'll have to wait and see whether that long-standing impunity ultimately results in criminal prosecutions. Nothing to do with me, it's beyond my time. But I think that impunity, if it exists, is corrosive, frankly, on the whole of society, but it's certainly corrosive on the justice system. I think that within that overarching answer, of course, there are many directions that we could take. One way of dealing with impunity is to spend far more on deterrence and prevention of crime, as opposed to sanctions being imposed once crime is discovered. And there is a delicate balance there, isn't there, between doing more to ensure that crimes are suppressed before they happen. That's about effective policing, effective investigation, as well as, on a balanced basis, dealing with crime once it does happen. And I know, because I was fortunate to listen to the previous panel, or a large part of it, that you have in Sri Lanka the sort of backlog in your casework that we're also experiencing in London. And wouldn't it be good if we were able to prevent crime in the first place, because then the backlog itself wouldn't grow even further. Now, the way that you balance those two, between prevention of crime and pursuit of crime, needs to be sensitive, but it is all ensuring that we do not permit impunity for offensive behavior.